Are you telling me I wasn't recording?
You wasn't recording?
Shut up, let me see.
It didn't look like it was recording.
Hey guys, it's Kat and I'm back again with another video. So today, I am filming and the sun is going down, but that's okay because I think this lighting is still kind of good. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about addiction. Sometimes people in the weight loss community don't realize that the surgery is not cosmetic, it's not a quick fix, it's not an easy fix. In fact, it's simply a tool that you can use along your journey of health and fitness and weight loss. Addiction is not anything hard to understand. Basically, it's a compulsive behavior that's combined with a use of a substance, maybe drugs, maybe alcohol, but even food can be something that people are addicted to. You know, there's a lot of sugar in foods, there are a lot of chemicals in foods, sodium, what's that other thing called? MSG. I mean, our foods are packed with things that we don't even know that's there sometimes. And when we're coping with what's going on in our lives, oftentimes we don't realize that we have become addicted to food. I know for myself, when I started this journey, there was a lot of mindset work that I had to do, that I documented, which is why I'm able to kind of come on YouTube and give you guys a lot of that information. I have a series called Weighing Your Mind that I did, where we really did some deep mindset work. And what I was doing was giving people who were watching me the insight and the thought process and the tools that I use to understand why the hell was I doing what I was doing. I'll give you an example. If you think about times you eat, there are people who are emotional eaters. In fact, there are a lot of people who are emotional eaters. What's an emotional eater? It is somebody who uses food to cope with emotional instability. So let's just say, you know, something great is going on in your life. You know, and you get excited, the first thing you think of that you can go do is go out to eat. Maybe it's not going out to eat, maybe it's celebrating with a dessert. Let's just say you're going through a hard time in life and you decide, you know, I deserve this. You know, there's nothing else going good in my life. At least I can have this tub of ice cream, or I can eat this bag of chips. I was an emotional eater. I didn't realize I was an emotional eater. And food was just like an exciting thing for me. And the bad part about it was, I had a hell of an appetite. I can't imagine how big my stomach was before the surgery, but I do know that I could put away a large Papa John pizza by myself. My family would have to order 2 of them, and there's 4 of us, me, my husband, and my 2 children, little children at the time. They were like, my daughter's 9, my son's 6. And they would share one and I would eat a whole one by myself. I mean, it was ridiculous. There are some people who are not emotional eaters. There are some people who simply just don't have healthy ideas about what a healthy diet looks like. So in their mind, they are healthy. They think because they eat, you know, a bowl of broccoli along with, you know, breads and pastas and sugary foods, that they have a balanced diet and that they're just healthy, because they don't have a sober view of what it really means to eat healthy, to eat a balanced diet. There are some people who are binge eaters. A binge eater, I would also call an emotional eater, but a binge eater is somebody who has some type of trigger. Okay, it may be emotional, it may be psychological, but there's something that triggers them into eating this obscene, absurd amount of food. It may be sugary foods, it may be all over the spectrum, it may be breads, whatever. After they finish eating, they have these negative feelings and thoughts that come over them about what they just did, what they just consumed. And then it leads them into thinking, you know, I gotta get it together, I gotta get back on track. And it's not just getting back on track, but they don't realize they have put this pedestal in their life about their eating habits and wanting to be perfect. So they lie to themselves and say, I'm going on this strict diet of, you know, detox juicing, or, you know, I'm gonna go on this, you know, vegan diet or raw plant-based diet. You know, they just give themselves unrealistic expectations. And then when they don't comply with those restrictions, they feel bad again and the cycle begins again. And there are some people who don't even go through all that. They just binge eat. And then they say, you know, during the week, I'm going to eat healthy. And they're constantly in this ebb and flow of an unhealthy pattern. Sorry, I had to adjust. The sun's going down, the lighting's all crazy, but you can still see me. So I know since my surgery, there were a lot of foods, you guys, I have walked away from, that I have just completely left alone, that I just don't touch anymore. There's very few fast food places that I go to. If I go to fast food, I'm eating some fries because the kids are eating there or something, so I'll get some French fries. There's a lot of foods, you guys, I had to give up because it led to me eating other crazy things, and my body really just can't handle it anymore. Highly processed carbohydrates, extremely greasy foods. You know, the other day I know that I can't eat it In-N-Out. In-N-Out is a really popular burger joint here in Southern California and on the West Coast, and it's pretty good. And you know, for the most part, I ordered my burgers with no bread. I ordered it protein style, 2 patties, plain, just cheese only. And every time I would eat there, the last maybe year, I've eaten there maybe I could count on 2 hands how many times I've eaten there. I've tried to eat a burger after surgery, post surgery, and every time my body has dumping syndrome. My body is like, girl, what is wrong with you? We don't like this. And let's see, today Sunday. Thursday, I went there with a friend. I fed my kids. She's vegan. My best friend's vegan. And she's vegan because she's breastfeeding my godson, and he can't deal with the dairy. He gets really congested. So she went vegan, and also for her own health benefits. And I ate a burger, and I kid you guys not, 45 minutes later, my booty hole exploded. I always make that joke, but that's how it feels when I'm running to the bathroom and I sit down and it's like... Finally, I just accepted the fact that, you know, my body does not like ground beef. I don't even eat ground beef like that. In fact, I use ground turkey when I cook. I only eat ground beef when I am, you know, eating a burger somewhere that I think is halfway fresh. But my body just said, no way, Jose, you can't eat that anymore. So there are some things that you guys have to let go of. And you have to get to a place where you understand it's the best thing for you. You know, it's healthy for you. I'm going to go over some addictive behaviors that you may have experienced when it comes to food. So these are just ones I'm going over that were listed that can fall into the pattern of being addicted to food. Eating unconsciously, you know, that's the idea that you're sitting watching TV and you're eating, you know, a bag of chips, and before you know it, the whole bag is gone. You know, that is unconscious eating. We learned about that in the Kaiser's option class, how it's very beneficial for me. So for me, let me tell you how I do now that I'm post-surgery. If I want some chips, I don't say, no, I can't have them, I had the surgery. I'm a year plus out. I'll grab some chips, maybe 8 at the most, if that. And I'll grab the chips, separate them from the bag, put the bag up, and then that's what I have. That's something I never did pre-surgery. I ate what the hell I wanted to eat. So eating unconsciously is something that you do a lot pre-surgery, because it's just like I can eat them. You know, it is what it is. I got a munchie. I got the munchies, or I got a sweet tooth. So eating unconsciously, eating instead of feeling. So let's just say you're experiencing anxiety, anger, emptiness, fearfulness, bitterness. Instead of processing through those emotions, you eat through them. Because as you're eating the sugary foods or the processed foods, or, you know, if you're snacking on celery, which I doubt, you know, let's just be real, I wasn't doing that. You're not processing through the stuff that you need to deal with. So it could be, food can be a distraction from life that's going on around you. Eating free food. Once again, if you have this platter in front of you, get a plate, get some stuff, and go sit down. Don't stand at the platter and just graze. Grazing is one of the worst things you can do because it forms bad habits, and post-surgery is not good for your body to just keep stuffing yourself like that. Sneaking, hiding, or hoarding food. I did this all the time before I had my surgery. I would go to, you know, any fast food place and stuff my face and then try to hide the food in a trash can, you know, before I went upstairs, or clean the car off so you couldn't smell it. Or, you know, my husband did it too. He has a sweet tooth, so he would stuff the chocolate bar wrapper like in between the seats, thinking I'll throw it away later and forget. But if you see my husband, it's kind of like he can do that. You know, he looks like he stepped off the NFL, you know, football field. So, but he's guilty of that too. Grazing, like we talked about, failing to follow a food plan. Food plans are very tedious and sometimes time consuming in the beginning, but it's teaching you consistency and discipline. And these are good habits when you start a food plan. So when you fail to follow them, it's showing you where you're falling short at. Making yourself, you know, not eat all day, starving yourself all day, and then binging at night. This is a very addictive behavior when it comes to being addicted to food. You guys, it's not healthy for you to starve yourself all day and then go binge at night. One, you're probably eating slow processed carbs or heavy carbs. In other words, carbs that need more time to process, that's heavier in starch and sugar, that you probably should eat earlier in the day so you can be burning it off. You're eating those at night right before you lay down. That is the worst thing you could do for your body when you're trying to lose weight or get healthy. Or the sugary foods. You know, there are some people who say, oh, I'm a night owl, I just can't go to sleep. Well, I am too, but I also noticed there were a lot of things I was eating at night that were keeping me up. Sugar can keep you up. Now, you will crash on sugar as well, but then you're not resting. You're just falling out sleepy because the sugar doesn't hit your bloodstream. So don't starve yourself during the day and binge eat at night. That's really bad. Eating food while watching TV is also another bad habit that can lead to addictive behavior, especially if we, we're in the era of Netflix. We're in the era where we are watching whole seasons in one sitting. I do it. It's fun. I love it. It makes me feel good. I don't eat while I do it. If I eat, I'll stop. I'll go sit at the table, eat my little bit of food, and then I'll come back. Now that I'm a year out, I probably can eat in front of the TV because I actually stopped eating now before I feel full. That was something I learned after surgery because my stomach allowed me to really understand and feel, okay, this is too much. I don't like this feeling of feeling stuffed. I'm gonna stop before I get here. Do not eat and watch TV if you're pre-surgery. I mean, if you're post-surgery, you should know this. But pre-surgery, this is just a tip to help you. Learn how to break away from that TV or YouTube or whatever you're looking at. Go over to your table. If you don't have a table, you can sit in a chair. You can sit on the floor. I don't care. Do not watch TV and eat. It'll make you continue to eat and eat and eat. It feels good. You're going to keep doing the habit, and your brain's probably releasing the serotonin that's allowing you to feel good and telling you keep doing what you're doing. I like this. Don't eat and watch TV. Don't inhale food. This is something I did. Oh my goodness, I'm laughing because a lot of these behaviors I experienced pre-surgery. Inhaling food to me is the idea that you barely chew. I mean, you might be chewing 4 or 3 times, but for the most part, you know, swallowing large amounts. Let me tell you how bad. I had it so bad that when they went in to do my VSG surgery, I had a hernia. And my hernia was basically where the tube that goes down where my food in my stomach, the tube has stretched out. And the crazy thing is, as a doctor is telling me I have to, repair that I already knew why it happened. And it happened because I would eat so much and so fast that I wouldn't chew all of my food. And I could feel it go to that part and kind of like push through. Now I would be like, ooh, okay, whatever. And I basically stretched out that hole. So the doctor had to go in and he had to stitch it up so that it was back to its normal size because I had stretched it out so much. I mean, I'm not sure if it tore or anything, but I do know that I felt it stretched out. So don't inhale food. In fact, one of the things we learned in the options class through Kaiser, we learned that minimum you need to chew your food 20 times. Now, I don't chew my food 20 times post-surgery, but what I found out what they were teaching you is you got to be aware of how much you chew your food. Taste your food, enjoy the food, be in the moment. Don't be so consumed about the rest of it on the plate that the little bit that's in your mouth you've totally forgotten about. So chew your food. If you want to practice that in your pre-surgery, that's a great habit to pick up. Sit down and try to chew your food 20. Now, by the time you get to 15 times, it may be already saliva and swallowing it, but that's a great sign. That means that you're learning how to savor your food and take your time. Don't inhale your food. Cut out the must-have foods. So what do I mean by that? You guys, there were some things that I cut off pre-surgery that I was in love with. Like, oh, I love going here and getting this. But what I did was, as I got closer to my surgery date, there were certain fast food restaurants that I would start crossing off a list. I named all of them that I wanted to eat at, that I loved eating at, and I slowly crossed them off. So Taco Bell is not anything that's important to me. So early on, I would say, okay, so last time I'm eating at Taco Bell, I might grab a quesadilla or something or get a little slushy. But after this, I'm done. And what would I do? I would cross Taco Bell off my list and just never eat there again. And in fact, I haven't eaten there. I think the last time I ate there, I got like the taco salad bowl and I got sick from the meat because this is post-surgery. So I haven't eaten at Taco Bell in months. I don't touch Taco Bell, but that's just an example of how you can cross some things off your food. The must-haves, I gotta have my cheesecake. Yeah, okay, I said that too, and then I ended up blowing my booty hole out trying to eat Cheesecake Factory. Their French vanilla cheesecake tore me up, too much sugar. So try to start practicing now. Learn how to break away from stuff that you think has control over you. Remember, it's mind over matter. You have control over it. If you have a binge buddy, this is somebody who's also maybe unhealthy or unfit, or maybe it could be your husband who is fit, but you are not. somebody who will sit and eat with you and laugh with you and just create this good time. You guys may have to find something else to, fellowship over. Maybe you guys start going to the park. Maybe you guys get into gardening. Maybe you guys go to, the paint and sips where you sip wine and do a painting. Get out of fellowshipping over food. Especially if you know you don't have control. Listen, guys, your life won't always be like this. This is just preparation to get yourself in a space where you now can make healthy choices and you have the tools and strength to say yes or no to certain things. But in the meantime, as you're trying to build up these things in you, you guys got to make some hard decisions and get uncomfortable. Binge buddies are very real, and you'd be very surprised at who's your binge buddy if you sit and think about who's around you when you eat. They may be your kids. If you're a single parent and you find yourself, this is what me and my kids do when I get paid on Friday. We always go get ice cream, or we always eat at these restaurants. Find something else to do. Maybe buy the VSG starter kit that's coming next week. Look on YouTube, find some great healthy recipes, and you guys get the kitchen and cook together and laugh and talk and put it on Facebook Live or show your friends and family the changes you're making. There's so many options you have on there. But you'd be very surprised at who will sit with you and indulge in unhealthy eating habits. So take a look at those people or those things in your life if you have a binge buddy. The last one is waking up in the middle of the night eating. This is something that I didn't really indulge in. I like my sleep. I would stay up late sometimes, but some people do. They get up in the middle of the night and feel like, oh my gosh, I just got a sweet tooth for something. But you really don't. I'm telling you, one of the biggest things I learned from having this surgery was realizing a lot of the times I was eating, I was not hungry. It was just accessible to me. It was there. It was in the cabinet. I knew I had went to the store days before and bought those, Cheez-Its or Animal Circus crackers or ice cream sandwiches. Like, I knew it was in there. So I'm about to drink it. I'm about to eat it. And I'm telling you guys, one, don't bring it in the house. Start evaluating your sleeping habits before bed, your ritual, your patterns, to identify why you're waking up in the middle of the night. I know that Costco has this great melatonin. They're chewable pills. They're 5 milligrams each. They taste like strawberries. You pop one in your mouth and they really help you sleep. They're non-habit forming. They're safe for children. I have this beautiful oil burner right here that I can put lavender oil in, and I turn it on and it changes beautiful colors. I got this off of Amazon. This is a oil diffuser. You could put lavender in here. I have all kind of scents. I have lemongrass, citrus, eucalyptus, spearmint, but you put it in here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but you can see the little steam coming out of there. You put your oil in here, put it next to your bed, and it smells amazing. Right now I have, what the hell I got in here? I have eucalyptus in here right now. But it's a great way to help you sleep through the night. Lavender is a calming scent. I use it in the kids' room. It's beautiful. It changes colors, as you can see. There are tons of things out there that can help you sleep at night, you guys. But I want to introduce you to the idea that getting up in the middle of the night and eating, feeling satisfied and going back to sleep is a habit that you have to break. It's not healthy for you. Now listen, if you get up in the middle of the night, child, and you chomping on some carrots, or you eating, a piece of rice cake, I really can't say anything to you. I'm sure that ain't killing you off. But it is unnatural for you to be getting up at 2 in the morning saying, I'm starving. No, that's not good. Okay, and the next thing I'm just gonna go over really quick are trigger foods. These are foods that if you walk into a party, or you're at work and you're having a potluck, you go to church or whatever, and you see or taste these, they will trigger you in a way that will start the ball in unhealthy behaviors. So chocolate, ice cream, highly processed carbohydrates, super refined sugars or desserts, salty foods, crunchy foods, fried foods. That's a big one. Comfort foods and alcohol. Now, I'm not saying that these things have to be completely cut off. What I am saying is they need to be minimized in how you consume them, because they tend to be like a gateway food, to other bad behavior. Thank you for watching, you guys. Remember to like, subscribe, and share if you like this video. So look for that. Remember, catbranchman.com for more information. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.